I want to get back. You want me and me. Only one thing, but I didn't know. I get love. But I didn't know. I get love. Just Emma Kurita. I shake on it. I go inside to me. Don't worry. Emma Kurita. I shake on it. Let's just give a few minutes, please, so that others will join us, because this is impromptu. DM Vlogs, thank you. Good evening. Let's just give a few minutes. Yesu momore emakuitoju eshegani ekuitoju ni momore eshegani ekuitoju ni momore. Èsì ọpẹ́ mi gbọ́, ṣùgbọ́n máa ṣe wà tí mo lè ṣe. Jésù mo more. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, ẹ kú ìtọ́jú mi. Mo more. Ẹ ṣé gan ni, ẹ kú ìtọ́jú mi. Umure, let's just give a few minutes, please. Hello, everyone. I greet you. So we can get a little bit more people in the studio before we start. How far to be? Mona Lisa. Okay, it's Benjo. Let me put the name here. This is Pastor Chigoze. It's called. If you just Google Chigoze. Ìdí tí mo fi yí bàbá Jésù nìkan ló yẹ. Èmi nìkan ló yẹ. Kò lè yẹ ẹnìkan kan. Ìdí tí mo fi yí bàbá. I think we can start now. 5 minutes is gone already. Okay. After this one. Where's my handkerchief? What to talk about? I put this song up. Are you dancing? Yes. I don't know how to sing it, but I'm manning to it. Ọlọ́run mi, ìwọ lójú tí mo fi ríran. Ìwọ ní kọ́kọ́rọ́ tí mo fi ṣẹ́gun. Ìwọ lóye tí mo ń kọ́. Iná ayé ẹ ò jẹ́ kó jó mi. Inú mo lè tí mo lè fún ọ. Ọlọ́run Thank God it's Friday, yes sir. Yesterday I told you guys it's Sunday I will see you. This is me here. Yes sir, tell me tea. Why is your dollar? Come and spray, oh. He's always by my side. A very big God, by my side, by my side. He's always by my side. A very big God, by my side. I have a big God. He's always by my side. A very big God, by my side, by my side. He's always by my side. By my side, by my side. He's always by my side. By my side, by my side. Woo! Woo! Was that good or what? Clap for Pastor Chigozie and Laolu. His name is Laolu. Some people are asking me in the comment section, what's his name? His name is Laolu and Pastor Chigozie. I must have played that music like 100 times or more. I'm telling you guys. I love it. It's a very danceable song. And I love to play music when I'm cooking in the kitchen. Keeps me company. And I just use it and yeah. I just use it to boost my morale because I don't like cooking. So I use it to keep me motivated so I don't run out of that kitchen. Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for joining me. It was not announced. This was impromptu, but you guys already know me. I like being spontaneous, and it's always as the spirit directs. Yeah, you're welcome. Temiti, you will not believe what happened today. It's so funny what happened today. I don't know, some people come on this channel and they are looking. Oh my God, it's funny. I'll tell you later. Let me get into it because this is we spent enough time. I deliberately took some time so that we can get more people in the studio, because sometimes people come when we are talking or we are in the heart of the matter and they say, oh, what are we talking about? They want to know, which is fair, but we can't always go back. So I just gave a few minutes so that more people can join us. And yeah, you're welcome. Thank you very much for stopping by. And I want to appeal to you once again, as we normally do, subscribe if you're not yet a member of this platform, a member of this Obodo fam. You know now that God is doing great things in our midst, and it is marvelous in our eyes. So be a part of this family by subscribing. Make sure your notification bell is on. Some people are still asking me, when do I do my lives? Even me, I don't know when I do my lives. Honestly, I do not know. Sometimes they are arranged. Sometimes they are not. Most times they are not, to be honest. But yeah, it's usually as the Spirit of God directs. Yeah. You're welcome. So smash that like button, the thumbs up. And we are here to talk about something that is going to be very, very interesting for everyone who is watching this and those that will catch up later. Good evening. I salute each and every one of you in the comment section. I see you all. I love you. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining me. So we are talking about the issue of infidelity today, right? I have a short story to tell you. It's not my story. It's someone's story. She doesn't want to come. She doesn't want me to play her voice notes, and that is absolutely fine. But But she wants the story to be heard. Initially, she didn't want. If you guys remember, I was telling you about this lady that contacted me. She will contact me on email, and then on the IG, she'll use another name. She kept saying, "I emailed you." I didn't see your email. That I spoke about it a while ago, and I said she was using different names, so I didn't know. She said, "Oh, this is not my real name. This is a fake account." I'm like, "Why are you snooping around?" And she said something about how she wants me to talk about, men who leave their wives, who are trusting God to have a baby because of challenges of having a baby, and they step out of the marriage to get another woman pregnant. Yeah. Solution focused. You know your auntie now. You trust me now. It's just yeah. This is it's good like this. Is exciting. I'm a very spontaneous human being in nature. I'm just like that. I love it. Oh, hello, sweetheart. You're welcome. You're welcome, my darling. Emelda, I love you. Thank you so much for that. For that, oh, precious gift. I appreciate you. So, and yeah, so she was the one that said, oh, she didn't, and I was said, oh, why I don't know, because I get a lot of emails and DMs and, I don't know. And she said, oh, no, at the point I was like, okay, finally, she reached out to me, she wanted to talk and I wasn't available, but we managed to talk this evening. Hence, I am coming on live. Because when something is burning in my spirit, there are some times that the thing will just be in my spirit and I want to talk about it because it's fresh. And, I'm just receiving some things and I feel like, okay, this is the best time to talk about it. So she finally spoke about her issue to me today. Although I don't know the full story, so please forgive me, my lady, if there are gaps in the story because we only spoke for, about, 40 minutes and you sent some voice notes, which you didn't want me to use. So if there are gaps in the story, please forgive me. But this is the summary of the whole thing. They are in the US, Igbo people. Igbo Ben. Maybe that's why I was playing Pastor Chigoze's song this evening, because I know I'm coming to talk about Igbo. But we are not tribalistic here. It's not about the tribe. We just mentioned the tribe because that's where they came from. Yesterday we talked about a Bini girl, and we mentioned where she comes from. So I know some people will come here and say, hey, you're always talking about Igbo. You're always talking about this. I don't do that. Okay? I don't do tribalism. Let's focus on the issue at hand. Okay? Right. The Igbo people, got married, everything, got married in Nigeria, and then she came and joined him in the US, and they started trying for a baby like you normally do when you get married at some point. And unfortunately, and this is the part of the story that really broke my heart, she couldn't conceive for whatever reasons for a period of time, about whether 6 years or so. She couldn't conceive. She had issues conceiving, right? And it became an issue. You will know how our Nigerian, families are. Even if the husband is going to be okay with it, the family are not going to be okay with it. So there was pressure, getting pregnant, and it's not an easy thing. And like I said, this is the part of the story that really made me, it tore my heart out tonight for this lady, because a woman that wants a child and for some reason she's not able to have a child, it's got to be one of the most heartbreaking experience that can happen to a woman. It is very, very difficult. And until you have been through that process, or somebody very close to you who has experienced that process, then you will never even begin to understand how the trauma of it all, the pain, the anguish, going from one fertility doctor to another, doing one treatment or the other. At a point they had to do what's it called, this thing that we Black people normally have, a fibroid and all that. Still, it didn't happen for whatever reason. So you alone, it's God that knows everything. However, at that point when they were trying and it wasn't working, the husband met this lady, or the lady met the husband, because what we're talking about today is why women, single women, or women, strange women, because that's our word, Strange women, why do they sleep with men who they know they are married? Why do they pursue married men? And you guys that know me on this platform know these are not my words, because I don't see it that way. And I'll tell you something. When we had the conversation tonight, I had to go back to this lady and apologize to her, because uh, I felt like she was trying to make me see it from her point. I did see it, but I didn't understand it, and I didn't necessarily agree with her. I didn't. And she saw that I didn't agree with her. She tried to make me, see it. I did, but I could not understand it. It's just two people, like she said, we are raised differently. We have different views about life. We have different morals. We have different upbringing. We see life from two different angles, okay? So that is where the conflict is here. So when we were talking, and I kept saying to her, no, I don't think this is it. I don't think this. She was like, no, listen to me, So the conflict, or let me say the disagreement in my discussion with her, was around the strange woman and her husband. Okay? Let me narrate the story first, then I'll come to that point, why I had to go back to apologize to her. Right. The husband stepped out and met a woman who came from Nigeria, got her pregnant. Oh, Annie, thank you so much. I appreciate you for that super chat. God bless you, love. She got the woman pregnant, and he apparently told the other woman, this strange woman, I'm going to use that word. That's not my word. Yeah, but let's use it for the purpose of this discussion. He told the strange woman that his wife could not have babies, and that, he's walking out of the marriage or whatever. He's just told her a story, some Coke and Brook story, Unfortunately, she heard that statement, and that broke her. It really, really broke her. Now, the lady was pregnant, and she was visiting the US, so she doesn't have paper. And according to her, she feels that even if, she was looking for a man to give her paper, why does it have to be a married man that she's going to, mess with to have paper? Okay? A lot of you are going to have problem with me tonight. I can see it already, because I know you guys on this platform. You have problem, but please hear me out. I will say, like, I'm speaking in her voice now. I'm trying to reason. I'm trying to narrate it the way she sees it. Yeah? Okay. And she said, no, she knew he was married, but she still went ahead and had an affair with him and got pregnant. She didn't just only get pregnant. Where she was staying, she left where she was staying, and then she moved into the family member's house. That's her husband's family member's house. I said they are all on it. Your sister-in-law, your brother-in-law, all of them, they are all on it. She said, no. It's not the husband. It was the sister that said she's going to stay with one of their family members. I said, okay. I said, all right. But me, I always believe that there's nothing that happened. Somebody said that the story sounds like their mother's story. Okay. She moved into the family member's house, and the man had to be contributing for the bills for that period. She had the baby, and it carried on. The relationship with this strange woman carried on, and she now was broken because she saw a lot of communication between them and the things that the woman was saying about her, which were very hurtful. I'm not going to go into it, but apparently this strange woman said a lot of nasty things about her that she snooped around and found on his phone, his computer, in their exchanges. But she also found out that the husband was not only sleeping with that strange woman, he was sleeping with other women. As a matter of fact, he was sleeping with a married woman. And according to her, it was when she found out about the married woman that if she finally got to a point where she said she can't take it anymore. Okay, so she carried on. The woman had the baby, and of course, now living with the family member, and they were still together. And she was hurting. She said she didn't know what she was doing. And the words that she used that really made me sad was the fact that she said that until you go through a process, you never know what you are going to do. It's only somebody that is going through an experience that knows that at some point. Outsiders might be looking at you and saying, why are you taking this? Are you crazy? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? So why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Okay. What happened? She said she was destroyed. Like, the part that really hurt her the most was the fact that she was trusting God for a baby after all the struggle, and the woman said something about her being unable to have a child, and that really hurt deeply. And carried on having this affair, but she stayed, but she was hurting. She was so low morally. She was depressed. She was suffering from a lot of stress and anxiety and depression because of this cheating. And she said to me that the day that she finally knew that, okay, it's time to step out of this marriage, was when she had an accident, and it was near a burial ground. She said it was near a burial ground, and she now said to herself that if she dies, she will just end up like these people that are on the ground. That's when she decided to say, okay, enough is enough. I can't go through this again. The man, her husband, even did baby dedication and party. They brought the baby to church, and they did dedication or baptism, something like that. They had a party to celebrate him having a child. Okay. And I said, and you stayed? She said, yes, I stayed. I said, oh, wow. That must have been really, really hard. It's not easy. It must have been really heartbreaking. And, she said, yeah, it was really, really tough for her. She went through, but she kept saying that that woman is a strange woman that came to ruin her marriage. Okay. That she knew that she was married, and this, and it's even worse because she was trying to have a baby, but she didn't care. She still went ahead to start sleeping with her husband. Okay. And okay, am I forgetting anything? Let me try and think if I'm forgetting something. I didn't write it down, so I might be missing something. Okay, yeah. So when she had an accident, she decided that it was time. It was time to. It was time to, yeah. Kasikwa, you say you have a problem with this strange woman, eh? That's what she called the woman. So, I mean, the Bible calls this strange woman, but like I explained to her, the issue of the other woman is not today. Okay? It's not today. Right from the beginning, even in the Bible, when God promised Sarah, you will have a child, she didn't wait for the time that God said you have a child. She herself used her hand to go and marry a wife and gave her husband, Abraham, and said, take my maid, sleep with her, and start having children. Okay? And he did. Of course, it's a man who will not take a maid that is younger. She was already old then, and everything dried up. So, but when the appointed time came, yeah, I'm not preaching, no. I just want to make a point about this strange woman thing. Yeah, Hagar. Peace. Thank you very much, sis. When the appointed time came, God said that his promise is not with Hagar and her children. It was with Sarah. So when Sarah gave birth, Sarah now became jealous and told her husband to send Hagar away. So the issue of strange women or women, because she kept saying, why is it that we say sisterhood, but women don't have a problem sleeping with another woman's husband? So I said to her, you know what? What we cannot control, there's nothing we can do about it, right? And I gave the example of this Sarah situation. She was the one that created the situation. But when, she now had her own baby, she sent the maid packing. Yeah. It's not exactly the same thing, but the point I'm trying to make is that the issue of strange woman, not be today, tikpe, not be today, don't take. And I said to her, I choose in my own thinking, and I might not be right. And I started to question myself about my stand on this infidelity matter, because I've always been like, it's the man's fault, because I actually said to her, those messages that you read, that you said the woman said things to you, he did this, he did that. As far as I'm concerned, it's your husband that said those things to you, because he's the one that you are married to. If he had not gotten together with this strange woman, then it won't be happening. I said, as far as I'm concerned, personally, this is my personal opinion, and you are free to disagree with me. It is the husband that is saying those things to you, because he's the one that you are in a covenant with. He's the one that you're in a marriage with. Okay? Right. They got divorced, but they are still entangled together sexually. She's still sleeping with him. Okay? She's still sleeping with him. And she said that, I said, we went back and forth about why, because when she was narrating the story to me, I didn't see any part of the story where the man was held accountable for anything. Or I said, did you even, you know, she said, no, it's not about blame. That, she wants us to look at this from the other angle, that, every time when these things happen, we always blame the man. But it's not always the man, it's the women. Some women will be pursuing men. They will be pursuing men and they know the man is married. I didn't see anywhere in the story where there was any accountability in terms of the man taking responsibility for the hurt, the heartache, the disaster he's brought on her. And the thing was paining me. Look, I have brothers, I have sons, I love men. I don't have any problem with brothers. But I know women. I'm not saying that all women are good, though. I'm not saying that all women are perfect. As a woman, I always try to balance my views, but I will always be a woman. And so, as a woman, I understand what relationship and marriage means to a woman, an average woman. Women put so much, they give so much to make a marriage work. If we flip the coins, if a woman steps out of her marriage and has a baby for another man, that is the end of the marriage. Even for the Igbo culture that say, okay, as long as we are married, that baby is mine. It doesn't mean that they will keep the wife. It doesn't mean they will keep the wife. So, to me, it's double standard, and I cannot accept it. I'm sorry. I just cannot. So I said to her, saying all this that you got talking about, this strange woman, and why women cannot support other women, and why women are so mean to one another, they are not doing sisterhood, and they are encouraging cheating by participating. Because she's saying that if this woman disagree, this one no agree for the man, this one no agree, then the men will not cheat. I say no. We cannot control that. No, we cannot. That is not the way I see it. You see it that way, but I don't see it that way. I see it as a lapse in your husband's, on the man's part, his judgment, his character. And the fact that he was weak, or maybe it's the pressure of the family to have a baby that drove him to that. It's possible. But to me, I don't have control over what another woman will do. The only person I can speak to or hold accountable is the man I am married to. That's the way I see it. Okay? Yeah. Thank God that you brought the issue of self-esteem. Yeah. Because I can see that a lot in this story. Yeah. I can see that a lot, because she did say it as well, that when your self-esteem is broken down, then, you can't even understand why you are doing what you are doing. Okay? Because now they are divorced. She found out he was sleeping with other people. And she said that even married women, or a married woman, that's the one she said, okay, this is it. Okay? She finally filed for divorce. But even after the divorce, they are still sleeping together. But like I said, there's no way in the story where there was any accountability on the man's part. I said, did he even acknowledge the hurt and the pain that he has caused you, knowing that he stepped out of your marriage? You are the one you are both looking for a child, but he decided to step out to go and have a child. Did he acknowledge? I say, he will beg, he will do this. I said, no, it's not begging. Did he acknowledge your pain and the trauma that you are going through? She'll start talking about that other woman again. And as many times as I tried to bring her to even hold the man and say, you did this to me, or you are the reason why our marriage failed, she kept going back to this strange woman. That I could not understand, my people. It was troubling me, Timothy. It was troubling me in my spirit. I say, he's the one that brought this woman. No matter what even this woman call you winch, it is not her fault. We cannot hold a conference, world conference, because as I said to her, this is not an African thing, no. It is not a black thing, no. You both serve, they do them. You see Oyibo girls that still go out, as much as they say that they are morally upright, that in their marriages, once you step out, that's the end of the marriage. They know they take cheating. But you still see Oyibo married men that girls sleep with single girls. How can we hold a whole world summit of all women in this world and say, let's do sisterhood? Let's do sisterhood and say, from today, if you see a married man, don't sleep with him. Support your fellow sister that is married to him. Is it possible? No, we cannot. We cannot. Since we cannot control what other women, strange women do out there, and I even brought the example of women in Nigeria who go and fight physically. They'll go and beat, send thugs and everything to trash the babe, all because they are fighting for their marriages. And she even acknowledged and said, no, I won't go that far. But sometimes we look at it from the other side. Why is it that the woman, this girl, she's the one that came to her marriage, she's the one that broke her marriage? I say, no, your husband broke your marriage. Your marriage is not with that woman. He disrespected you. He's the one that cheated. You still stayed upon all everything they threw at you. You stayed. You didn't leave. He still went and did naming ceremony and did the como and do everything just to rub it in, knowing that the part that pained me the most is that this woman is waiting on the Lord for a child. You still stayed. Then you later found out that it's not only her. And you are still holding those other people responsible. What about your husband? But you know what? In my conversation with this woman for almost 1 hour, I didn't see 1 minute. I didn't see 1 minute where she said anything about, the husband being responsible. I kept trying to bring it out. I wanted to hear it. But she said, I know, maybe, I don't really, I'm a very forgiving person. Even before you offend me, I've forgiven you. Okay, it's good. Perhaps that's where your vulnerability is coming from, because your husband says that you're a forgiving person. Maybe that's where your vulnerability comes from. He knows that you're forgiving. But did he acknowledge the pain that he has caused you? That's the only thing I want to find out. So, guys, I'm going to share my link now. Yeah, I've talked for 20 minutes. I want to share my link. Yeah, I'll share it now. And I want to ask you, ladies, how can we stop strange women? Or is it our responsibility as women to ask fellow women to please leave married men alone? What can we do? Right? What can we do? Is there something we can do? Or am I saying it wrongly? Am I saying it wrongly? I don't know. I might be wrong. I will play I'll share my link in a minute, but I want to play this video for you guys. Listen to this video, because this pastor I've been telling you guys about in Nigeria, he's doing an amazing job. I'm learning a lot from him. Listen to what he and his wife had to say, what they have to say here.
With intimacy, you can overcome anything. You can overcome infidelity. And I know this because I'm an infidelity recovery coach. I've seen people who have, the husband has cheated with many girls. Many. Or the wife has cheated many times. And the guy, because this is my friend, I'm weighing what we have over what this person has done. And as far as the person is willing to work at changing, they've submitted themselves to the process of recovery and all the many things they're expected to do. I think I can stay. And then I can make it work. As opposed to someone who their husband cheated on them. And I'm not belittling anyone's pain, whether one or half or emotional, it still has the same effect. They walk away. You hear a lot of, like you say, I can't. And phone and say they talk that rubbish. I can't. So I think the real problem, most times, I'm trying not to get into my messages, but the problem most times is that lack of intimacy. And it is usually sometimes from the beginning. If you check, how did that marriage start? Maybe somebody introduced them. Maybe it's just friendship. And I know that.
Right. Now I'm going to share my link. What I'm taking away from that video that I just played you is what that woman was saying. That's the Pastor Kingsley's wife. She's also, Nigeria pastor now. Their wife too, an automatic pastor. So what I'm taking away from there is that infidelity, you can walk, you can deal with, you can overcome infidelity, or you can walk through infidelity. But the person that cheated needs to be willing. Guys, listen to this. This is what I'm taking away from that video. They need to be willing to do the work and changing their behavior and willing to work towards recovery. But if the person is not even willing to work, to do the work, if it's not, they're not even taking responsibility. They're not even saying that. The only thing they do is they come and beg you. Like that, the case we were talking about yesterday, that husband that knows how to beg, he will cry and beg and swear with Bible. So for me, guys, is a question of, these are the three things that comes to my mind in this matter. It's about respect, and it's about trust and accountability. Without trust, there's no relationship, there's no marriage. And when you lose respect for that person, because respect is reciprocal, yeah, then I don't know. You just see them like you see them like you have this passive aggression towards them. Yeah. And the most important bit of that, so trust is number one. Accountability. This one is so important to me. Because even if it's 100 years, you do something to hurt somebody, the way this man has hurt this woman, it, you don't even acknowledge the pain. You don't say, oh, I broke your heart. I'm sorry, baby. We are trying to have a baby and I've stepped out to have this baby. I am sorry I did this to you. And you are ready to do the work to make that person not go and kill themselves. Then if they don't take if they're not being accountable for their action, you have to hold them accountable. If you don't, then there is no recovery, there is no change of behavior. Perhaps that's why this brother carried on with other people, including married women. Yeah. So this is my own standpoint too. I'm giving you my personal view about this matter. Yeah. Tina, you are saying is the husband cheated, not the other woman. But I think she's forgiving the husband already, but she cannot forgive that other woman. I said to her, I said, you think the woman is thinking about it where she is now? So they are not together anymore now. She was saying that the king they used to flog the senior wife, they used to flog the younger wife. Yeah. But you think the woman is thinking about, she's probably moved on with another man again, and she goes to date another married woman, another married man. So it is not for us to say, we are going to do ladies meeting, and why are women not supporting women by not sleeping? I wish it was possible. Honestly, I will share my link now. I just want to run through this. Sorry, I will. I know you guys are burning to say something, and I will allow you, please. Let me explain a little bit. 2 minutes. Accountability is taking responsibility. The condition of being accountable without accountability after an infidelity, especially one that goes so deep that you broke this woman's heart by the one thing she wants the most in this world is having a baby. And you had another baby and she didn't even mind, she still stayed. But there's no accountability here. Right, so that's it. I want to explain it a little bit further. And the second one I talked about was respect. A deep feeling of admiration for someone or something. When you are, you respect the person. How can you respect a man like that? Or how can you respect a woman like that? When it comes to if the respect is gone, what is left? Then lastly, I talked about trust. Their reliability, everything about them, you question it. Some people are cynic by nature, but I'm a very trusty person. I wish I was a cynic, to be honest, because I think it's better to be a cynic if you want to survive in this world, because this world is cold and harsh sometimes. But I'm somebody that is so trusty. If you tell me something, I don't usually have doubts like that. Some people that will question, hey, are you sure? But when that ability to trust, to rely on somebody, and the ability for you to tell me something and I will take it is gone, what will remain again? Is there a relationship? I don't know. And the fact that they are divorced and they are still, shagging, I'm not judging. That's I don't understand. I'm trying to, but I don't. Okay. My link in this comment section. My link is in the comment section. Yeah, I don't know. What should we do? How can sisters be supporting sisters? How can we make sisters, not cheat with married men so that they don't hurt their fellow sisters? Sisters supporting sisters. How do we do that? Is it even a possibility? Am I being naive, or I don't know? I don't know. My link is in the comment section. First come, first enter. Okay. Get Maya, you're first. Hello, sweetheart. Welcome. Sharp.
Hello, Auntie. Greetings. Greetings to everyone listening. This topic, I can say, is very, very. It's a lot in our society, especially in our African community, that when something like this happens, most of us women, our first instinct is to blame the other woman. I agree with your point of view. Like she is having a marriage contract, a vow, a covenant with the husband, not with the other woman. So if the husband can step out of it and do what he did, yes, he should be able to be accountable. I mean, but I think this woman, she still loves that man very much. It's easy for her to put the blame on the other woman. In that way, she doesn't maybe have to deal with the real issues of the cheating. She doesn't have to address it. She doesn't have to ask him that, why did you do this? Why did you do that? It's easier to just blame the other woman for doing it. Meanwhile, it is the man that she's having a marriage contract. Why I'm saying this is, I've had also this experience. I've been married before. I came home one day and saw my husband in bed with another woman. Did I query and break glass and attack the woman? No, I did not. The woman left, and it was between my ex-husband and I that we had to query and talk and go for therapy and see. This woman later, 6 months later, after we were divorced, she came to me and apologized to me. And people were like, oh, why you not attack her? Why you not do this? And I was like, why should I attack her? If my ex-husband did not open the door for her to enter right into our home, she wouldn't have come. They could have gone to a hotel, they could have gone to her place, but maybe in his heart, the marriage was dead already. Sometimes what I've realized is that men, they are loyal to their own, they are committed to themselves before any other person. If a man wants a child, they get very impatient and do whatever they want to do, and then the relationship suffers. Even in my family, my uncle had a first child, a boy. Just because within 4 years the wife was not able to produce a second child, to give birth to a second child, he went and got another person pregnant outside, and then the wife ended up getting pregnant, and they gave birth almost the same time together.
So Vietnam, your own happened in your home. You caught your husband in your own your matrimonial bed with another woman. How did you walk through that? How were you able to walk through that?
Well, God to kind of have my sister here. Like when I entered and I saw it, strangely, she was having the same sandals like me. So I was wearing my own. And it's somebody I know. One pepper soup joint that we have been going. We have been seeing this girl and talking to her, and the funny thing is that she's a white lady.
Oh, really?
Yes, she's a white lady. And then my ex-husband said, since because we both met each other in Europe when we came newly, and then we got married. So he's saying, never ever taste Oyibo, now the curiosity.
Okay, right. Thank you very much, Vietmaya. I got so many people, and I know that everybody has something to say. So, yeah, thank you so much. You are a very, very, a lot of women will not be able to walk through that. Like I said to her, this is not a race matter. Thank God that you even said that it's Oyibo. Your husband wanted to try Oyibo. He wanted to try white. Yeah,
but still, it is still adultery. It's still infidelity, and it's disrespectful. Could you believe that this girl was even wearing my pajamas?
That's what I was saying, that, when it comes to about sisterhood, it's not only Africa, it's not only black people. You see Oyibo too, sleeping with married man. You see, that's my point.
She was wearing my sleeping wear. It not even end for there. Lying exactly where I'm lying. My sleeping wear.
You didn't dash her one slap. How are you able to control yourself or dash your husband one slap?
See,
you didn't dash any of them.
Out there. I entered the house. I ran out like a mad person. I went to my sister's place. My sister had to arrest me and keep me somewhere for me not to injure myself.
Yeah. Wow, that must have been really hard. How did he make it up to you?
Make it that we are not together, so he wasn't. He tried, or he explained. That's why I know, because I asked him. First of all, he comes up with, what men will say is a work of the devil. I told him that, look, keep the devil out of it. Do you think that men don't talk to me when I go out, or you think that because I'm married, other men don't see? Men don't care about rings. So so I told him that. So don't tell me about devil. Keep the devil. Just let the devil be where he is. I just want to know what is the reason. Adibini is a black girl. I will even understand. What is the point? It was a beautiful white girl. So that's what he told me. That say, say when I come, we met each other quickly and we got married, and they are not taste to Igbo. Yeah, that's why my jaw dropped. I said, so this is all about tasting. So why you not taste for hotel? Because that time my sister gave birth, that I told him that I was going to spend 2 days in my sister's place. But unfortunately, my period came. So I had to come home to come and get the things that I need. Only
So
for
you
me to
left
want to
him.
come home.
So you left him because of that. He ended your
Yes.
marriage.
I could not deal with. I became very insecure. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Whenever we go to a place where like I realized that okay, it's not only the black girls. It is only now. It's also now the white girls. When we go to somewhere, before I wasn't even acknowledging the presence of the white girls, that it could even be a threat. You understand? Then now all of a sudden I'm seeing this Oyibo girl on top of. I just became very insecure. I realized that it was affecting me. If I stay with him, we will always be having problem. I started to have ideas of maybe checking his phone. These were things that I was not even thinking of before. So I didn't want to really destroy myself. I said, you know what, we cannot be together if we don't trust each other. Before, he could go out with his homies, with his friends, they go out, have fun together without me. But now I realize that I cannot even sleep in the night when he says, oh, I'm hanging out with my friends. It became a problem. So we had to let each other go before it becomes a toxic marriage. I
Okay.
couldn't deal with it. There are people who can deal with it, but I was not able to deal with it. We went for therapy, for counseling, professional counseling. It really didn't help us. I realized that there are a lot of during the counseling, Auntie B, I realized that there are many sexual fantasies that this man have. Where in fear they even make it to talk to me that things that I'm not even capable of doing.
Okpario.
So I realized that it was just a matter of time. Would
Yeah.
have even if she didn't come into the picture, other things would have come into play that would have still led to a bigger problem. So now there I say, okay, this one passed me. I wash hand.
Did you have children with him?
No, fortunately, we did not have children. I was going to school during this period, and we were planning that if I finish my professional studies, then we'll have kids, and it's so
So it was a
the
clean
marriage
break.
ended. Yes,
Good for you. I hope you heal and then you find a more healthier relationship. Yeah. I think it was the
yes,
right
yes.
thing. That was
So
the right
yeah,
move. I can never fault you
yeah,
for doing that. Yeah. Thank you so much,
yeah.
sweetheart. Wow. So I just got a message. I'll read it out now before I add baby girl. Baby girl, you are next on the queue. And the lady said to me that she's not asking for women to stop being with married men. She's only addressing the issue of hurting another woman who the issue of women hurting another woman um, who especially is waiting for a child. But she said, like I said, maybe I am speaking from a place of emotional being. So she's not saying that women should date married men. She's just saying that addressing the issue of hurting another woman. But if you're saying they should date them, there's no way they will date your husband that they will not hurt you. So it's the same thing. It's potatoes. There's no difference. You cannot say they should date married men and they will not hurt the wife, whether she's waiting for a child or not. As long as somebody else dates your husband or your husband dates outside, sees somebody else steps out, it's hurting you. So we're saying the same thing. Yeah. Okay. I hope I've clarified that. Baby girl, you are next in line. Hit me. Oh, baby girl has just disappeared. Okay. Mbasi.
Hi, Lady B.
Hi, I've got you. Yeah, you're
How you
welcome.
doing? Yes. This is, oh my goodness, this is so sad. This is really sad. And I feel, I hope the lady find at one point in time, I hope
Hmm.
she's able to find herself back. And I
Yeah.
hope that she's able to forgive herself first. And
Yeah.
I hope that she's able to have this clean break because they already divorced, so it wouldn't even matter. I think it is best known to her why she feels like she need to continue sleeping with him after she divorced him. Like I can't even be in position to judge that. I think she will be the person to answer that question to herself.
Yeah.
Having said that, um, You see, when you're talking about responsibility, responsibility is to yourself first. And I've said this before, like there's no way, like absolutely not, where me as an adult, I want to be responsible for another adult. I cannot do that. You know what I mean?
That's too much.
It's
That's too much. Yeah.
It's too much. And then when you talk about sisterhood, I think she's taking the sisterhood thing to another level when you are coming, when you're talking, like when you are talking about infidelity, infidelity is always between two people, you know. They make that choice. They want to do it. Whatever it is, there's no excuse for it. You can turn it upside down. There's no excuse. Okay? But that doesn't mean that it is right. You know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, you as a person, remember when you bring Lola and Olaf the last time, the guy, he was telling us, like, you know, like everything, like you have to look inward within yourself. Like, and not everybody, like when infidelity happen or something, trust breaking, it's not easy to carry, right, like to get out boom like that, you know, because you have relationship with this person, you know. The first thing that it is natural to be mad with the other person and all that, but at the end of the day, it's not about the other person, it's about the person that you are dealing with. That is that. And then again, you know, when we are talking about grieving, when the trust is breaking, when divorces happen, just like you have a death of something, it's a death of something. And people have to go through that grief. You know, the stages of grief that you have to go to, the denial, the anger, the begging, the depression, the acceptance. You have to go through that stages too. And then it doesn't mean that one have to follow directly, you know, you can interchange, you know what I mean? So it happened in the relationship too, whether or not she realized that. I don't know what stages that she is. Whatever stages that she is, it's okay to feel those feelings, because she needs to feel those feelings. And actually, that feelings usually supposed to start with crying, like really, like crying and boo-hoo, whatever it is that you are hurting, because that's how you'll be able to get to the next step. I hope she's able to look into that. She needs a lot of resources. Go to YouTube or whatever, find the resources that will help you. Because everything now is on her. It's nobody else's fault no more. Like, whether she decided to continue to sleep with him, that's on her. Whether she decided to move on from that, that will be absolutely on her. My prayer for her that I hope she'll be able to find the strength. I hope she'll be able to find the support. I hope that she'll be able to look inward and see that at the end of the day, it's all about her. It has nothing to do with the idiot that was sleeping on her. Whether she had, I'm sorry that she, you know, she's going through this, not able to have baby. Believe me, she could have 10 children. This man's still gonna do. Oh my goodness, they're still gonna do whatever they're gonna do anyway. But I hope that
it hurts her more because
I know. I hope that, you know, and not having baby for him. If she wanna look it the other way, it's a blessing. I mean, there's no baby, please. It's a blessing, because when you have baby with this kind of man, I don't even want that kind of man to be the father of my children to begin with. You know what I mean? Like, if God gonna give me children, I don't want that kind of a man to be the father for my children. So I hope that the blessing that she's looking for, I hope she will find it soon with somebody else that will deserve it, and she deserve her, and she deserve him. But not, good luck. I mean, I hope
the thing that struck me, Embassy, before I let you go, is that because of the way she was talking about this other sisterhood and women, not being respectful of other women's marriages and cheating with them and hurting the married woman, I had to ask her, when she threw that bomb that she's still intimate with him, I said, "Have you had any counseling? Have you spoken to someone?" She said, "No." She said, "No, I'm fine. I'm not going to talk to anyone."
Yeah.
She said, "I'm fine." She said, "I'm fine." She said, "I'm talking to you. This is counseling." I said, "No, this is not counseling. We are talking. It helps to talk, but this is not counseling. It helps to talk. Yeah. Talking is good." I said, "Don't you think you need some counseling that is more strategic, that will be more helpful?" She said, "No, I'm fine. I'm a church person. I'm a Christian woman, so I'm fine."
And here's the thing about counseling that people don't know. Even if, to be canceled, at the end of the day, when you go for counseling, because sometimes people, when they go to counseling, or maybe their first experience, unless you prepare your mind, because at the end of the day, you have to do the work. The counselor will not do the work for you. They're just gonna guide your thoughts and your mind and give you the tools that you need. When we go to counselor, it's like we expect the counselor to fix it for us. No, you still have to do the work. The
You know
only
why
thing
I
the
suggested that? Let me tell you why I suggested that. Because the way she was
right.
talking, because we're talking about moving on, healing, and moving on, recovery. And I felt like the way she was talking, I felt like she needed a kind of to deal with
Professional.
it. Yeah, to deal with it before she can
The
move into
roots.
other relationship. Because remember that I'm glad you brought Ola and Lola into this matter. Ola said that if you keep attracting the same kind of person, this is a man, there's a problem. You need to look, why am I attracting this kind of person?
Right.
Because
right. I mean, she sure do need counseling, but I'm just letting her know that first of all, she has to be open for it, and second of all, even when she go to that counseling, she still have to do the work. What the counseling is for is just to guide her. But I hope she get that they're like a real professional counseling, because at the end of the day, there's a rooted issue.
Yeah.
We all have rooted issue that, like we cannot cover it up. We don't want to deal with it, or we don't even know that we have it. When you go to counseling, that's what counseling is for. Then they will let you see
those things.
Yeah.
And
they will
then
let you see those things. And then thank you. That's what counseling is for.
If you don't deal with them, it's difficult to move on.
It's really difficult to move on. And for as much as she wants to feel bad, let her feel bad all what she wants for as long as she wants. The thing is, if she's able to forgive that man, she has to be able to forgive everybody else. That's how forgiveness works. You can't just say you forgiveness for convenience of, oh yeah, that woman, she had baby for my husband. Oh no, yeah, I forgive her, but you are still mad at her. But yeah, you are sleeping with the man that caused the baby. And I'm not saying she's not a forgiving person, but then you have to be able to do it across the board, or you let go everybody else.
She said she's forgiving her as well.
Well, yeah, but mainly for her to really, we women, we have a lot of issue, and we have a lot of I don't know how to, we're very complex. That's just the word. Yeah, we are. But God bless her. I hope she find the help that she needs.
Amen. Thank you, Mbasi, my sister.
You're welcome.
Right. Okay. That was Mbasi, my darling sister, always giving it with her sound advice. I'm adding baby girl. I hope you stay baby girl this time around.
Hi, Auntie V, my favorite auntie. We have to meet up. I have to take you out to dinner. I have to take you to dinner because this platform is giving life. Honestly, it's giving life. But I just want to say thank you very much. So I'm just going to quickly address the lady before I go and chop life this night. So from your narrative, it sounds like she's suffering from battered woman syndrome. Right. Now, the battered woman syndrome, it's usually women that have been physically abused, right? But I'm going to use it in the case of this woman because the abuse that she's gone through is probably worse than a physical abuse.
Yeah.
Right? She doesn't know. She's in denial right now. Everything is a blur. That's why she's still blaming the other lady, because she doesn't have the full picture yet. Right?
No, she's not. Okay.
Another thing. Sorry. Another thing is, most of these women, married women, please understand that most of the time, your husbands tell all these side chicks that you are dead.
Chineke.
Either you are dead, you have a terminal illness. They fabricate stories just to make the other girl comfortable enough, right? To reel her in, to make her think, you know what? Even if you are in the house, you don't exist to him, right? So her blaming this woman, I don't agree with that, unfortunately. But then I can't blame her because she's still going through the mind games that he's playing with her, the manipulation that the hold that he has on her is a lot. That's why she can still blame the other woman, right? But I also need to tell her that it's not another woman's responsibility to think of your happiness, especially when the other woman is still being lied to as well. Right? So it's not my responsibility, especially when I don't even know that you exist like that. Right? And you want this other woman somewhere that your husband is probably lying to as well, and other women to be responsible for your happiness. It's not possible. That's your responsibility. So all this talk about, sisterhood, the other woman should be considerate. I don't think that's ever going to happen.
It's
I
not
don't think it's going to
realistic.
be feasible. It's not
No, it's not
realistic.
realistic. No, it's
It's a
not.
personal decision that
Yeah.
me as a person, I can decide that I do not want to date a married man. But I cannot say the same thing for the next woman.
Yeah.
Right? So it's not, it's not something. And another thing I want to say to her is, I want to feel so bad for her, right? But I can't, knowing that she still sleeps with him. And this is happening because you have no boundaries. You're not going to be able to move on without boundaries. You're not holding him accountable. And so he will continue to trample over you. So your attention and your anger or your previous anger is channeled at the wrong person. And just lastly, my point is, when the final discard happens, I know she's saying she's strong and da. But when the final discard happens, when this man decides to discard her fully, she might not even survive it, regardless of how she thinks she's strong.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank
So
you.
she should start by having boundaries, and forget that other woman. Whenever she's telling people this story, she should not be mentioning the other woman. Your man, your husband, is the one that stepped out on you. He approached the lady. He made her known in your home. She wasn't walking on the street and knocked on your door. No, somebody brought her in.
Yeah. Thank you so much, baby girl.
Thank you, Auntie.
Yeah,
Have a
I
wonderful
appreciate
night.
you. You too, love. Right, I've got Peace. Hello, Peace.
Hello, good evening, Bob.
Yeah, welcome. Where are you joining us from, Peace?
Yes, I started to speak today. Peace divine.
Ah, you're
How are
welcome.
you?
I'm good, thank you.
Yeah, yeah. My contribution is this lady in question. You can't really blame her. You understand? Because I don't know. I've never been in her shoes. I've not experienced what she's experiencing. When you are going through a problem in life, you will be like a stupid person. You understand? She's helpless now. The family of the husband, of her ex-husband, is they are giving her pressures. The husband himself is not helping this situation. She's looking for a child for you said for 6 years. She's been waiting, she's been looking for the fruit of the womb. Yes, it can be very frustrating. We all understand that. You understand? But
Yeah,
the way she is now, like the other caller said, she's in denial. She's not accepting that the man is, she doesn't see any wrong in what the man is doing. She
yeah,
believes it's normal. You understand? She sees it as norm, like all men do that. We still forgive them, even without allowing the man to sober, to come for forgiveness or anything. She's still accepting the man. You understand?
mhm.
Of course, yeah. Anybody it can. I'm just for my own whatever. I'm just thinking that it takes the grace of God for her to come out of this. You understand? She's been betrayed. It's
Yeah,
painful, but she doesn't
yeah,
know how to. She doesn't. She just. They are just using her. The man is just sleeping with her because she believes that's the only thing she can do. Maybe along the line she might be pregnant. She might be able to have her own child for the man, even though they are divorced. But she's still not accepting that
no,
the man
she's
is
not.
gone. She's
You,
not
you see,
accepting that. She's still in denial. So
Peace, you
she's
said
still
something.
accepting the man. She's still accepting that. She's still believing that the man is still her husband,
Mhm.
regardless of the fact that they are divorced. She still see the man as their husband. You understand? You know how we are black women, how we think. Oh, I can still have a child for him to spite my the other woman outside, the strange woman outside.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking maybe that's what she's thinking. Maybe in the process she might be pregnant and have her own child for the man. You
yeah.
know, It's so it's a difficult one, you know. It's easier said than done. We can say, oh yeah, she's stupid. I've said it. I've said she's stupid. She's what she's about. At the same time, we are not in her shoe. We've never been in her shoe, and we won't
You know
understand what
one
she says.
thing, yeah, we are not in her shoes, but one thing I took away from when we talked, which also she texted me, I've had to tell her to stop listening because she's getting upset as what people are saying, even though everyone is just trying to help. As I used the word when we spoke on the phone, I say you are deflecting. And the reason why you're deflecting is because it's so difficult for you to see that this man has hurt you and to hold him accountable for his behavior. Now she's saying that, oh, I'm not asking women to stop being with married men. I'm only addressing the issue of hurting another woman who especially is waiting for a child, like I said. And then I said it's the same thing. If you say you are not telling them to stop sleeping with married women, but you are saying don't hurt women who are married to those men, it's the same thing. Okay. And she said she's not blaming women. I'm not blaming women. Oh my God. And somebody used the word discard. She said, what is it to discard? I'm not tied to him. I just had sex with him. And we have stopped. Then she put caps and she put exclamation. I said, if you are not going to be open to people's perception, you don't expect people to see things the way you see it, please stop listening. Yes, I can't control. I put the issue out there. You guys are speaking based on what you've heard. And I can't control it. So I told her to stop listening. Because this is what I picked up. I was saying earlier. I know she's hurting, but she's not in full grasp of the whole situation, as in, like she's saying, I'm not tied to him. We are just having sex and we stopped. If you are not tied to him, why would you divorce a man you are still sleeping with him? You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's easy.
Self-esteem.
I'm sure a lot of divorced people, if they have opportunity to meet together, they might probably still be smashing or having sex. I know, but I'm not. What I'm saying is that I don't know. Let me just add somebody else.
You know, I have a sister. Sorry, let me quickly say it before I go. My sister, I have a sister. She was dating this guy. This guy has been married for years. In this country, he's a doctor. He doesn't. They're looking for the fruit of the womb. They don't have it. So along the line, my sister got pregnant with this guy. He's a doctor. My sister doesn't have paper or whatever, and she got pregnant for this guy. She got prepared through this guy. She was now praying. When she told me, I caught her from her. I was now praying that God. Every time she's praying, I said, "But this guy has a wife. The wife is still looking for the fruit of the womb, and you have a child with this guy." But when the guy realized that the wife realized that the husband had a child outside a wedlock of their marriage, the man had to beg this lady, bought her a new car to compensate her. You understand? Yeah. My sister is outside there praying, and this guy cut off from my sister, and she was paying the whatever. So my sister was not praying to the
this is what we are saying. She was running to pastors.
My sister was calling pastors everywhere. Oh God, the strange woman in my husband. I said, excuse me. What do you mean? This woman is her husband. You snatch her husband. You have a child. Yeah, I have a child. I said, excuse me. You have a child for the guy. The guy is not your husband. They are still legally married. And he just married. I said, no. You better forget about sending money to Nigeria and said people should pray for you. He's not your husband. You have a child with the man does not make him your husband. She's still on it. My sister is still there. Oh, I will take my husband. I say, you are just joking. Just wasting your time.
She's delusional. So, that's what this is delusion. This is delusion.
The doctor is a stupid man. Even this man. You need to see some men as you don't know. I know what this lady is going through, because my sister is going through the same. So I can understand. The man, the stupid doctor. God knows what he told my sister before he impregnated her. You understand? Now he's saying he's causing my sister and the baby. Oh, they are not I disown you. I'm taking you to court. I say, you see now, is it not you, Olujikoko, that came to people? Yeah, it's not your house.
At least he went back to his wife. He bought her a car. He's repented and he left your sister.
Yes, he bought a car. And
is that not accountability?
Do you know he cut off from my sister? The baby is going to be 3 years now. The guy just cut off. He's just sending money to her. He doesn't want to see her. My sister is looking for. He wanted this guy to come back so that she can sleep with her. so that he can sleep with her, so that she can have another baby.
Another baby. She's really desperate.
She's not my blood sister. She's just my distance. You know our people.
I wanted to say this is your sister. Wow.
So I can understand. You don't know what this doctor. If you see this my sister, you will think, what is doctor doing with this one? If you see my, you will say what? So sometimes, and I know where this lady, I know what she's doing. So you don't know what this lady outside is doing. I know where my sister, she's so desperate. She called pastor, she called her far, she called everybody to do something for this doctor.
She said that she wasn't willing to take the baby. She was willing to take the woman's baby. But the woman, of course, did not give up her baby. She will not give up her baby. And then I said, I said, we were now talking. I said, what if, you know, I said, sometimes in Nigeria, if you even talk, they will go and marry the woman. She said, that one is even good. That if you married her as a second wife, it would have even been better. I said, would you have been okay with that? She said she would have perhaps been okay with it. And that the woman outside, this baby mama, was praying and saying that until she leaves the husband's house, that she should leave the husband's house so that she can come in. That's what she was praying. That she should leave.
Yeah, that's what my sister is doing as well. My sister is praying to pastor. It's not that I had it. She is praying to telling the pastor that the one strange woman is with my husband. I said, whose husband? Yeah, because I have it. I said, don't, when you are telling them, don't tell them it's your husband. She twisted the story. Now they are praying for her. God bring her husband back. You see now? So I know what.
And she's praying. The wife at home too is praying. Every strange woman, thunder, fire them.
That one is praying. That one is doing. She's done so many things. But my sister is my sister is desperate. See, I will have another one for this man by fire by force.
Thank you so much, Peace.
So you don't know what this strange woman is doing, though.
Yeah, nobody is resting. It's a battle of husband. It's a battle for husband. Thank you, my sister. I appreciate your contribution.
Okay.
I even like the fact that you spoke about the same situation that happened to somebody that you know. But there's a difference in both cases now. On this case that Peace told us, the man went back to his wife to make amends and cut off that relationship. If this man had done this with our sister in the US, I would be okay with it. At least this man has shown that he's willing. This is what that pastor was saying. He's willing to do the work. And he has changed. He doesn't want the strange woman anymore. He doesn't want the baby mama. He's come back to be. That shows that he loves his wife. But I'm afraid I can't say the same thing for this our sister's case. I cannot say the same thing because this man has just, he's been using and I don't know. Annie, hi, you're welcome.
Hi, Sister B.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yes, my dear, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Well, I just wanted to contribute because let me just say I've been through almost the same thing that this woman is going through, right? I married my husband, the chata, real marriage, with certificate, with all the boy. Anything you can think of. Marriage of 18 years. But before I left Nigeria, this guy, first of all, he brought my secretary. The secretary that works for us now. I take them all. You take them all like sister now.
Yeah.
So she came to my house to come and sleep in my house. But I've been hearing stuff that, the boys, because my husband used to be, my ex used to be, interior decorator. So he had showroom in Abuja. So the boys would be telling me that, madam, this. But when you don't believe something, well, I believe, but not totally. So, I caught them one night when she came to spend the weekend with me. I catch them red-handed, though.
In your house?
In my house. Because he slipped out from the bedroom and went, I woke up, I tiptoed, I saw everything. I confronted him and he begged and, we finished everything. So fast forward to 2004, I came to England because my parents are based here, all of my siblings. Now only me say, love killing me, I die, I go stay with my husband from Nigeria.
You're funny.
So at the end of the day, my dad was like, you're diabetic, you need to come to this country, you get proper treatment, So I came. So, I was just watching everything. My dad, my mom, you know, because my parents have been married for over 48 years now, you know, well, 49 years, because they had me in 73. So, you know, and I just really wanted, I love the relationship between my dad and my mom. They love each other so very much. So my dad was like, no, I will make way for your husband to come in, blah, 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 you know, being British citizen and all of that. Not knowing that this guy, he's had other plans. First of all, I've got 2 kids for him. My son is 22, my daughter is 20. First of all, I noticed that because my son, we didn't know that he had sickle cell until I reached this country.
Wow.
Because there's no sign that he had sickle cell or anything. So he started threatening me, blah, 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 that if you don't come home, they will tell me to marry another woman to give me another child, or that because sickle cell children are not reliable, you know. And I said, me, my son will not die.
Amen.
But he would live to declare the works of God. I said, just if they say go and marry, no problem. You know, they talk, people talk and all of that, you know. So I was here and we tried to, my mom went to Nigeria to try and bring him over here. You know, he was giving my mom excuses, dodging my mom and all of that. I didn't know what was happening, but me, I have this gift of dreams, you know, and when I see things. So I had a dream that he had a child, you know, he had a son, but I didn't confront him. So he now told me, that was 2014. He now called me and said, one of my brother in Birmingham, he's a pastor. Can you imagine what he has done? He has gone to have, you know, a baby boy outside. I was so mad and angry. I'm like, I'm going to call him and I'm going to blast him. I was like, no, don't call him. Not knowing that he was trying to use that my brother-in-law as an excuse so that if people see him with the son, when they call me, I will believe the son belongs to his brother. So anyway, that one, you know, went. I didn't say anything, you know. But my parents, they were like, no, you know, you have to remain in this marriage. You have to, even me, I was thinking, what will people think? I can't leave this man. If I leave this man, hey, people will talk. Or people will say, because she's now in obodooyinbo, she's trying to leave the man. She has met another man and blah, blah, blah. You know, my friends were like, hey, you're beautiful now, Annie. Leave this man alone. This man is already, do you know what they call him in Abuja? No darling. Now be name. No darling. So, you know, all the stories, I was hearing all the stories and all of these things. I confronted him. He was like, no, blah, blah, blah. I said, okay. So one day 2016, you know, when you make up your mind, I just called him and I said, look, this marriage is over. I can't deal with this anymore. I've been in this country since 2004. I did not go with any other man because I want to be justified when the time comes. And I've been thinking, what would this person say? What would that person say? What would the Bobo say? And I still stuck it in with you, even when I've caught you with so many women. You know, when I got here, people were telling me, oh, there was a time a friend of mine wanted to quickly use the toilet in my husband's office. And she caught him with the secretary in the toilet. But she couldn't tell me. She told me when I got to this country. That's when she told me. So, you know, and me, I did there. Still, they say, you know, love will kill me, I die, and all of that lot. You know, so I summoned up that courage 2016 because I went into, you know, like, let me just say forced menopause. Because when a woman does not go near a man for so long, you know,
and the stress again.
And the stress of thinking of raising 2 kids by myself, you know. So I just sat down one day, I said, look, let me give myself brain. Let me sit down and think. So I thought, okay, I will not choose by myself. Let me start praying so that, you know, let me see what God will do. So from that time, I started praying. 2016, I told him that, look, no more. And he came back and he was like, you know, I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. Anyway, I didn't say anything. By 2018, I heard that he's married another lady and he has a daughter. So what I'm just trying to say is, see, I understand what this woman is going through.
Yeah.
There's 2 things that can be involved of why she's still sleeping with him, right?
Okay.
One,
okay.
She's thinking in her head, what will people say? That's number 1. Number 2, she's thinking in her head, hey, maybe they've told her, you know how we African women, some will go to church, or some mothers, sisters, spiritual, they'll say, no, don't leave this man, no, this man is your husband, no, is your husband, is a match made from heaven, no, blah, 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 blah. But it now depends on the woman to now sit down and think that, is this what I want for my life? Because if a man is using you as second opinion, what's the point of hanging around with him? And what's the point of still sleeping with him? I understand it is hard. It was hard for me. It was hard for me. Even though I work in a mental health hospital, I became depressed to the point where I was placed on antidepressants, to the point where I had to join, a therapy group, talking changes and all of that. That's why, in my message to you, I said, most of the things you talk about, I understand them and I've been through it. But you see, what we women need sometimes, it's got nothing to do with the other woman outside. What this woman is going through, it's got nothing to do with the other woman outside. It's got everything to do with the man. Because the other woman outside was on her own before the man went to meet the woman. Because there are some men who, if they want to test this one, test that one, test this one, it's not because they're not satisfied sexually at home, or they don't have. Some men are just like that. When there's like my ex now, he was not allowed to sow his wild oats when he was young because he lived with his sister, so he couldn't be seen with any girl. So I think that was in him until he got to uni and he started going with this woman and that woman and this woman and that woman, and that led into what he found himself in. Even though at this stage now, although I'm with someone else, he's begging me seriously that he wants to come back into my life.
No way. He wants to come back.
Once beaten, twice shy, because this person I'm with now, I prayed to God. I asked for God for my own soulmate. It is hard. Like I said, 2016, when I left him, I was with nobody, but I was praying. There were lots of men that came, but I didn't feel anything because I told God, I just want a sign. I just want a sign to know I don't want to make any mistake anymore. And I moved on. 2019, I met the person I'm with now, and things are going well for us. So I don't think we should blame this woman. I understand her point where she's coming from.
We're not blaming her. We are just trying to analyze the situation in terms of this sisterhood thing and accountability, and how we can make women respect other women's marriage and not hurt other women by sleeping with their husband. If it's something that we can do something about, is there anything we can do to stop it?
No, I don't think there's anything we can do about men sleeping around.
But if all the women decide not to agree for them, let's do conference. All the women worldwide, don't sleep with married man. Once you see a man, your spirit will just tell you he's married. Just, something in his head will just ring, boom, boom, marriage. Okay, you say, okay, move on. You are married.
But
to the next one.
But some women as well, they give their husbands wahala. You know that. To the point where they push that man outside.
No, I don't believe that. I don't accept that. You can't push anybody anywhere.
You can't.
No, I don't, because this is what we were taught. I'm gonna let you go now. Thank you, because I've got other people. Okay. But that one you said now, I disagree with you on that one. And the reason why
I will when you have the time, I will tell you with a personal experience.
You don't push anybody anywhere. It's just about you. You don't push anybody anywhere. Okay, if not that one, all the women where they suffer, therefore don't push them enter everywhere. If it's possible to
you don't understand what I mean. What I mean is some women, there's some things that some women will do that will make them push their man outside. And
no
this one
not cheating.
There's no excuse for cheating, but when the man is looking for happiness,
and then he should divorce her.
Let me give you a scenario.
We have to move on. I have to take another one because thank you so much, Annie. We'll talk another time, okay?
All right, no problem.
Yeah. There is no excuse. We don't take that women push women out. I know this is what we were brought up with. Temi D, are you there? This is what they used to train us, to psych us, to mess us up from day one. That's why women are still taking it. You push. No, I didn't push you. I didn't push you. I I didn't push you. I refuse to take responsibility.
I won't accept.
I don't agree. I don't agree. No, because we grow up and say, don't push your husband out. Don't push your husband. What, am I a shovel? What am I going to use to push him?
Oh, jeez. Oh, Lord. Sorry. Let me speak quick before my baby starts to cry. Oh, dear. Where do I begin? Okay. I feel the lady's pain. I understand where she's coming from when she says that there should be a sisterhood. I want to believe that she does not mean that she expects that every single human being, every single woman around the world would never sleep with a married man. Obviously, that's not possible. As human beings, we have laws, and people break laws, right? So no matter what you do, no one will ever be 100%. But I think what she means is that if more of us women, have an intolerance for dealing with a married man, it would improve the situation. But I think, and I agree with that, but I think where she may miss it or may not realize is that even when you do that, if somebody wants to do something, they would do something, and they will get more creative about it. Like another person said earlier on, there are people who don't let people know that they're married or they're in a relationship, and they will lie to you. And some people are so deceptive that it takes a very creative person and time before you realize that they're entangled. Now, some people have the boldness to leave when they find out, and some people struggle because they're already invested as well, whether emotionally or even have kids or whatever the case may be. Do you see what I'm trying to say? So that woman may not have known that he was married from the beginning. He may have told her at some point. And of course, they will always lie to you and tell you one story upon the other. Do you understand? They will not demonize their own wife or their own partner and make you, make you try to
like you are the savior. You are the one that's going to give them happiness. You are the one they've been looking for.
Absolutely. I can give you a personal experience of mine once, right? This guy approached me, was talking to me, and from the day I met him, he said he was single, right? And of course, I'm somebody who I'm very careful, maybe because of my jobs. I'm very careful when I meet people. I ask many questions and I observe for a very long period of time. And so, over time, I noticed that when we're on the phone sometimes, I would hear a child or children in the background. And so he told me he was living with his auntie. Are you hearing? His auntie. And that, and then the other child is auntie's daughter. And then the other child is also the auntie's daughter, right? And that he's just getting on his feet. You know how when you move to Canada, sometimes you have to get on your feet before you can stand on your own. That was the way he kind of positioned it. Okay, so I'm like, okay, whatever. So I'm listening, right? And then I will even speak to the child sometimes, say hello, hi, because again, me being me, I want to investigate. So I would speak to the child, how are you, blah, 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 blah. And she will call him uncle. Okay, that kind of checks out. Of course, the newborn child, you can't ask the newborn child, it is your daddy? Right. Long story short, after a while, I think even one time I came into town. Oh, we don't live in the same city, so that's another advantage, right? When they do these things, they often go to people who are not close by, who can verify, right? Especially if you're somebody who they know who's not interested in getting entangled in a mix-up. And so one time I came into town and he's like, oh, his aunt's child is sick, she's in the hospital, and he has to go and get food. This person in the car drove to get food, drove to the hospital. I'm in the car, went upstairs to drop food for the quote-unquote auntie, brought back the other child that I've spoken to on the phone, stopped the car, had the car and the child in the car, dropped this child off somewhere, and then we went out to have dinner and talk and chill. Later on, something, like you said, something always pricked me that it was something off. So I didn't go further with him. Eventually, he confessed to me that was his child.
So
I was
in line. It's in line.
So from the day I met him, lies.
Yeah.
This is months. This is not weeks. I'm talking about months.
Yeah. That's what women need to know. Men lie.
I say this was 6 months. Now imagine if I had gotten involved with him and gotten entangled with him. Can you imagine how I would have felt? After spending half a year with somebody, now finding out that the little baby was actually his child. And the auntie was not his auntie, but his wife. His baby mama at the time, but now his wife. And then that child was actually his wife's child from a previous relationship. That's why the child called him uncle. That little maneuver. But essentially, it was his child that was sick in the hospital that day. And his wife was in the hospital with the child. And there he was with another woman outside.
Yeah.
Can
Can
you
you imagine
can
that?
you imagine
Yeah.
that? So
Yeah.
some people don't. So I didn't. So now imagine if that lady had at some point caught wind or found out, and then come to confront me and attack me. I'll be like, what? Aren't you the auntie? Do you know what I mean? Like I had no idea. Of course,
Yeah.
immediately before I knew, I already started to step off. I guess eventually when he knew that I wasn't going to take it anywhere further, he eventually confessed. So I kept asking him, and he finally confessed that he felt bad that he actually denied his own child, and like he had to ask himself, "Wow, is it that bad that I would lie and deny my own child?" I'm like, "Well, apparently it is. I think you should stop that behavior because it's very bad." Long story, even then, when he confessed, he still lied about, well, he and her are not really together. And one thing do a kite, this one do somebody, blah blah blah. Of course, I knew he was trying to cover up. He's married to the woman today, and they have more children. And I'm sure I'm not the last person that he has tried to
No,
lie
no,
to.
no, no, no.
I am not.
You run away. You are very smart, and
Mm.
you saw through him. Others will fall. And you know the funny thing, you see the sad thing. Some women will still even after he came out and told you he has a child. Did he tell you he was married?
No, he was not married at the
He
time.
didn't say marriage. He just said he has a child. Some
Yes.
women they will still see that and carry on.
Yes.
They will see it and carry on. But
I
thank
agree.
God. They will. They'll say, okay. It will beg down and say, sorry, I forgot to tell you, or I didn't want you to say you don't like me. They will carry on.
I'll give you
Women
an
see red
explicit, yeah.
flag. No,
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about this lady now. There are so many cases where, in the next weeks that we're going to be talking about here, the flags are so there. They are obvious. You still went in. Why? I don't understand it. I don't know.
It's really sad, right? In this case, I understand the lady's point of view, but she needs to understand that at the end of the day, whether it's a sisterhood or not a sisterhood, if someone wants to cheat and be promiscuous, they will be promiscuous. And it
Yeah.
sounds to me, in her case, whereby he was seeing other women, it doesn't matter if the woman knew or not. This man is not a man that stays in one place. He is
Yeah.
he is an adult. He's somebody who likes to have multiple women. So even one
Yeah.
side chick is not enough for him. So whether it's that lady or somebody else, eventually he will find somebody that is
Yeah, he
willing. So
did.
what?
Yeah. He
So
got
so
with
what
other
would be the
women.
excuse then? What would be the
Yeah.
excuse then? I get it that she's
Yeah.
upset that because she was looking for a child. Like I
Yeah.
know how painful that can be. I have friends who've gone through that journey. I understand. I understand that she felt slighted. That as a woman, how could you try and use what I feel as a shame against me and say,
Yeah.
oh well, I
That's
have a
it.
child
That
for
was the main
you.
thing.
I have a child
Yeah.
for you. Leave that woman. She cannot do anything for you. I understand that it's painful, but at the end of the day, the man didn't even stay with the lady in the long run after she had a child for him. So child
Yeah.
or no child, it wouldn't have made a difference in the situation. And guess what? Nobody is responsible for your feelings but yourself.
Thank you so much. Spoken like a very pragmatic, straightforward person that you are, Temidi. God bless you, my sister. Love you
No
very
problem.
much.
Love you very much too.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you so much. Wow. I wish all women would just wear their thinking smart. We are smart women. This is what I always say. But sometimes when it comes to the issue of love and men, in our emotion, the smartest woman will start to behave like Sikira. I say, why? You are such a smart woman. She say, Auntie B, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. When it comes to this love, according to Annie, love will kill me, I die. Oh, no, don't she? Love will kill me, I die. I never heard that word for a very long time.
I tell you, hey, voila, clown a day, my people.
Welcome, Odosh.
Good evening.
You're
Sarah,
welcome.
thank you, Jerry. I just want to quickly touch on the basis of the lady, which, her story is the reason we are here tonight. It's so sad because throughout my adult life, I have come to realize that if you don't hit the nail at the source of your problem, it will never be healed.
Absolutely.
She has come out to say this because she's hurting so badly, but she's blindsided to who the source of that problem is. The
The source
day
of the
she
pain.
will wake up to realize that this man is the source of her problem, she will begin to heal. That woman outside is looking for her own interest. She doesn't care about her. Do you understand what I mean? And she's the one, she needs to move on. She needs to forgive herself. She says she's a very forgiving person. She needs
Yeah.
to forgive herself enough to clean herself away from that man. Because I don't understand why you're with this man. He's not treating you nicely. He's cheating. You've picked up that courage to divorce him. you're still doing, shitty bala with this man.
Yeah, she said she stopped now. She said she stopped.
Okay, good on her, but she needs to heal. And another point that I need to speak on, a lot of people have spoken about it, there are some women outside, they are desperate, okay? One man show them light, I tell you, they will run 20 miles. I mean, that's the style where they talk saying, sister, if you born picky for they pray for husband. These are the kind of women we're talking about.
Yeah, she said she's the wife. She said this strange woman that's after my husband. God, please. They will even be praying for the wife to die. That's how desperate women can be. Which kind of sisterhood?
Very desperate. But on the other hand, I saw this from a different angle. That doctor could buy a car, a plane, everything to beg a wife. But you know what? That pikin where a wife never feed, but don't get him outside. Yeah. He's done. His job is done. So a cheat is a cheat. What thing that man want, he don't get time. I know of my own person where we say, this girl find husband, find. When you come later find the husband, pikin no come. But at the end of the day, pikin whether they call this my friend, auntie, no say my husband pikin. So these things are out there. This man can lie to you. And now this, yes, now this my friend. Yes, and this my friend give him paper. So there are these lies out there to be able to manipulate you in. So this lady, when you speak to her again, please appeal to her. She needs to heal by hitting the nail at the source of that problem. She said she's all right.
She said she's fine.
No, she's not, because she's still texting you, being upset. She's not open-minded to the discussion and what people might be suggesting. You understand? So well, I hope she's okay, because I really feel her pain. I mean, I cannot imagine my life without children. And when you're desperate for one, I can only imagine. I don't know how that feels. So please, if she wants any help, I think she should go seek for it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dosh. Ododoshi.
Hey, that will be that. I did.
Thank you. Yeah. I've got you. Hello, sweetie. Solution focus. Every minute now they change your name. 1 minute you are solution focus. The next minute you are Moyes Corner. You are muted though. We cannot hear you. Unmute yourself. Oh my God.
I not change my name now. I only changed it one time. Just that one time.
We started today showing solution focus though. Oh, we have another solution focus here.
Yeah, no. I mean, when I first started, right, it was Omoye's Corner. And then there were brilliant minds, in your chat that recommended that I change the name to Peace, God bless you.
You don't put your American accent on again this afternoon.
Peace, God bless you, Peace. If you are listening right now, I love you. God bless you for the name suggestion. So, my sister, how you did today? You are looking beautiful. This is your picture, beautiful.
I'm fine.
Thank you. Anyway, on this matter, so first of all, let me just say first things first, too. Men, they lie, because no men lie. Man go lie, go say he go build castle for air for woman on top of waiting he want get. Because we women now we dey dodo your forehead when man come when we like maybe get chiseled body, he dey talk all the different love language, we just fall our bro your turn to wetin they call an ogi when they all make in the morning. That being said, person need to shine the eye. And as women, we need to stop blaming other women. Until person tell a story, they know. Some of these people, when they do side chick or whatever we want to call them, they're not just wake up decide saying what they want to do be that. If you hear
some
the
of
story,
them able to say that they be the wife.
Exactly. Some of them go believe
saying that they
be
the wife.
Exactly, because of the lie when the man tell them. Of course, some women, they will be say they go ready, they want to break people homes. Yes, we know. But most of the time, some of these men, you know, and we're not bashing men. No, me, I love men, no, because we are not bashing men. It's just the way it is and what people have experienced, you know. So I just feel, say, for this woman, sorry that she's going through what she's going through, but she needs to take accountability too. I not say the pain, you know, get who you know who pain. I understand she's hurting and she's not ready to process anything right now. She's just angry. She's going through the different stages of, you know, denial and, you know, blaming herself and all of that. It is pretty normal, but she needs to stay strong because she will come out of this. It is okay. You know, she needs to forget about that other woman. It's not about the other woman at all. The fact that the woman get access to her, it was because the man provided. They say if you not open door, your people they talk and lizard not go enter inside house, right? Now the man when supposed to be security for the home, now he open window and in fact he open door and garage door down so that all the lizards when they the work go crawling. Now in cause you know. So she need to first of all make she forgive herself, as we talked yesterday for this other lady. Make she forgive herself, right? Start to critique herself, start to take blame for where she's supposed to take blame. This is not the time to feel sorry. I know that it is difficult, but that's the only way she can really move forward. She needs to admit the truth to herself. Yes, it's painful that if it seems like the man left her, you know, to go be with another woman outside, but she shouldn't look at it like that because there's always a blessing in the midst of all of this. There's a huge blessing in disguise that she cannot see right now. Through the tears and through the pain, she can't see it. And I understand. It's okay for her to feel that way, you know, but after feeling that way, she needs to sit down by herself and really itemize the things that she needs to do. Let her take responsibility where she needs to and stop blaming the other woman. As women, we need to stop hating on each other and just see it for what it is. If the man did not step out, that man for not see him, first of all. And so as women, like I said, we dey turn to a camu when man show. It depends if the man they speak all the raps, if they speak correct things, you know, for people when they like to hear better things. There are different reasons why we all fall for who we fall for. But the men play a huge role. And again, any man that wants to be with more than one woman, there are a lot of women out there that don't mind these arrangements.
Yes, that's
there are true. A lot of women out there that welcome it. So please, as a man, if you want to do that, because enjoy yourself. It's your body. It's not my body. Go outside and look for a woman that will welcome that so that you people can live in peace. If you want to have 65 wives and the woman can handle it, because carry go. Don't go and drag somebody else's child and force them into a situation that they did not plan for themselves, you know. Now God, now they help us women, now God, they give us wisdom. So we begin to tap into that wisdom because if some men they marry, they put ring for hand. Some of them, as I say, they do and
they put it, the rich outside, they go come out.
Exactly. You understand? The rich outside, they will come out and you not go know. They'll tell you all kinds of stories. Maybe some of them will tell you, say the woman, they critical situation for hospital, about to die, meaning to die. Some of them go say...
That's why they don't get along now because of the children. They are just there because of the children.
Say they just be roommates. They just be roommates. They are just accommodated.
They never hear.
Exactly. So everybody now learn. Everybody learn. But make the lady when this issue affect. May she not see him as the end of the world. It is not. There's nothing that's new under the sun. She just needs to dust herself up. Take responsibility for her own actions because, it takes two to be guilty. Yeah, I know it's hurtful, but she needs to admit that to herself. Even if she doesn't admit it to the world, she needs to tell herself that. Get up, take one day at a time. She will get through it. She will come out of it a better human being. There's always something something greater on the other side of all this heartache and trouble that happens to each and every one of us in this life. So now that one me get to contribute, me must talk for this matter,
Yes, now.
So
psychosexual.
I'm telling you, man, leave the floor. I leave the floor for your other brilliant callers to call you.
Adewale for here. Adewale, are you here?
Good evening, Auntie.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Not too bad, love. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I completely understand what she's going through and how she feels. I think it's just something we do in our culture, especially in Nigeria, where we see a problem head on, but we tend to look other places and blame other people, other things. So maybe we're doing something wrong and we start blaming our village people or the witches and that. So I think that's the kind of mind space she is. So I'm just going to speak in this on the perspective of a child who grew up seeing two women, go through this. So I'm from a polygamous family of two generations. So I watched my mom and my grandmom complain about two men that I loved and I respected very well in my life, and that was my father and my grandfather. And I watched how that betrayal and dishonesty ate through them. I watched even my grandmother, my late grandmother, may her soul rest in peace, complain about my grandfather, the man who I'd, placed so much high up, like that level of respect. And I never really understood because I was a child. What's this? So I think she should be grateful that she doesn't really have any child between them, because this would not only have affected her, but also affected the children she would have had, she would have had for him. Because as children, when I was a child, children just take in everything, and then we are like, children are like magnets. We take in everything and anything in our environment. So I mean, I guess she should just, she needs to just take herself away from the situation. Maybe get away from him for some time. Don't answer his calls.
They're not together anymore.
Yeah, so I mean, she just needs space away from him, because I think she's still thinking that maybe it's that woman that caused him. Maybe he still loves her, but I don't know. I don't think it's love, because I mean, I believe respect comes before love. If you respect someone enough, even if you don't love that person anymore, I mean, you love the person enough to tell them that, hey, sister, lady, this is not working between us. Could we work this out and see if we can, make this work out, or I'll just leave and go for someone else. That's like, when I hear cheating, I'm a guy. I've always tried to, reason with the guys and say, it's not easy and all that. But because I also, as a child, I saw it growing up, so I couldn't really reconcile with that, understanding them, because I just feel it's a concept of respect and honesty. Just tell the person you're with, the person you love or you claim to love, that this is not working out. Let's do something about it. Or I'm not in this anymore. I'm leaving. Just do that, rather than making that person go through that pain
Suffer.
And everything.
They
never
trauma.
They never recover from it. Like my grandmom never did. My mom never did. What my mom actually did at the end of the day, she just diverted that love, she had for my dad, and she just placed it onto us, our children. They should always say this in Yoruba, because I'm Yoruba. She say, Ola inimo shedro. That's what she meant, was that, she stayed because of us. And I didn't really like that, because
you wanted her to be happy.
Exactly. She was my mom. So even it actually also affected me, because, growing up, whenever I
responsible, that is because of you that she's suffering. She stayed in a situation she was not happy with.
Exactly. So whenever, even it affected me, because whenever growing up, looking at relationships, when I saw my friends have relationships, I always shied away from it, because I just always thought relationships were about, pain and hurt. Like I could do the same thing my father, my grandfather did. I don't know. So I'm still trying to, get to a place where I would say I can be an honest man and an honest person to whoever I fall in love with. But it's not
break
easy.
the cycle.
Exactly. So it affects us as children. So she should be thankful to God that she doesn't even have a child with that man. Otherwise, that man would have always been in her life. She wouldn't really be able to get away from him. So
Yeah.
that's all I would say.
Thank you so much, Adewale. I appreciate you.
Yeah.
As always, you always bring it on. Young, but so, so knowledgeable and so experienced in this life matters. So we're rounding up now. Yeah, I'm finishing up now. Hopefully, we've been able to touch light on this. This is a very, very painful experience for her, particularly the fact that she was desperately wanting to have a child, and there's nothing that is as painful as when you want something so badly and you can't get it, and then somebody else gets it for you. Somebody else gives your husband that child that you always wanted to give him. It affects you, messes you up, because you feel like you're a failure, you feel like you're not a woman, you judge yourself, you condemn yourself, you feel guilty, you start questioning everything about yourself, your body, so many emotions. It's a really, really difficult place. So our heart goes out to this lady, and I pray that as much as she's praying, that she also gets some help. I still think that she needs to get some healing through and closure through counseling. I still think so. But I hope she takes it on board, because sometimes prayer is good, but when there are deep rooted issues like this, you need more than prayer. These days, pastors, like that pastor that I played this video, they even suggest, somebody was doing, because it was a Q&A, and somebody was saying, oh, my wife is suffering from depression. We've been praying, it's not going away. And he said, it's not a prayer thing. Are you a psychologist, or are you a psychiatrist? He said no. I said, take her to the psychiatric, go and get her treatment. I said, is it not something pastor can do? He said, no, I'm not a psychologist, I'm not a psychiatrist, I can't do it. Take her, like what Doge said. If your hand is paining you and you keep drinking medicine for leg and rubbing uri on your leg, your hand will never get well, because you are putting the treatment on the wrong place. So it's not a bad thing. I think some of us still are not open to the idea of talking to people who are trained to get to the bottom. Look, it's not even people that have problems. That everybody, we should seek therapy self for us to fully understand ourselves. It's not only because you have problems, but when there are layers to your problem like this, it doesn't mean that you're going to talk to psychologists. In our culture, the way they frown at it, that you are mad or something's wrong with you, or that you cannot function. You can, but you want to be better. You want closure. You want healing. You want to understand some things. There are some things that you are doing as a person you don't even understand. Like she kept saying, until you go through it, you will not understand. And I completely respect that. We're not in her shoes. We don't know what she's going through. Even the part that is the most bizarre part of it, that a lot of people find, sleeping with the husband. We don't even know what is going through her mind then. So these are the things that can be addressed with prayers and the right guidance of a counselor or a therapist. So I hope you take it on board. Anyway, we're going to stop here tonight. Thanks everyone for coming. Amaya Skana.
Yes. I like that name, actually. Are you sure I won't change my name again to Saposession? No, I leave the Solution Center.
I don't find boyfriend for you. I have a boyfriend for you.
Really? Really? Abemo will talk after me. Everybody know here now. Let it be between you. You want me to?
I don't find boyfriend. I want me to hear me to tease you. I find boyfriend for you. The first thing I ask, I say, I hope you're a psychosexual, because this is I don't think get that psychosexual out of my mind. I laugh. He laugh. I said, oh my is a psychosexual. So if you know you're not a psychosexual, you're not gonna like you.
Correct. Good for thank you for looking out for your sister. You see, that's why I love you. When I say I love you now, all the people for your chat room, they beef me. They say
they beef you, they're jealous. May
they leave me easy. I bet they leave me. May I battle myself.
Thank you, my love. We'll talk later.
Yeah, no wala, but great topic. And to the lady that is going through this, may God go heal her. Make she not worry.
Amen.
Not be only she don't go through this kind of thing. Women before her have been through it, and people will continue to go through it. By the grace of God, the damage will be reduced, So God go help her. God go surround them with the right support system so that she'll feel come out of her. And then, people when go help her, build her self-esteem back. Everything that she has lost in this situation, God will give it to her 100-fold so that she will be sound herself, and the right person, she will attract the right people into her life. So, prayers to her. We love her. We wish her well. And Sister B, we go jam on the other side. Let's talk about this man.
Okay.
All right.
I see the hots. Maybe we'll go talk. Common Sense sisters, they will be so angry with me. They find out because they told me today is the day they do their delivery because they have a catering business. So they say, Auntie B, Friday is when we do our delivery. So they didn't know I'm going to be here tonight. Rosa, I'm answering your question. Mbasi, you came back. Do you still have something to say, or you entered the studio on error? I can see you. Okay.
Yeah. I came back. Okay, hello. Yes, I came back because you were talking about the therapy, like I want to emphasize on that therapy thing, like because we the African, we don't do therapy. We don't, for whatever reason, we cannot do Iron Lady or Iron Man therapy. We women, we are better off with therapy than men.
Yeah, everybody has their breaking point too.
Right, but I remember one of my therapy told me a long time ago, because when I came to this country, that when I started actually having therapy, I never had one before I came to this country. So it's like he told me one time, he said, therapy is for everybody. It doesn't matter whether you have a good life or bad or the worst case scenario life.
Yeah,
therapy is for everybody. You have to have individual therapy even before you go into any relationship, whatnot, this and that. You have to have as a couple, even if you think that your relationship is at the best. And as a matter of fact, that's the best time to have therapy, when you are good, because you don't want it to go bad. That's what. Don't wait until it go bad before you go to therapy. Do it. Even
people
if once in a while,
they frown when they hear it.
When they hear it, even and I said to people, just like you pay your phone bill, just like you pay your electricity, you should have the bill for therapy too, because at the end of the day, it's like as you are taking care of outside, you have to take care of inside. And therapy is one of those things.
Yeah, it's good you mentioned it, Mbasi, because a lot of Black women who end up in mental health hospital is because they keep doing this. I'm strong. I can take anything. I don't need help. That's why they learn. Because if you address these things, then, you start, dealing with it and you get healing. But we don't.
Definitely.
A lot of Oyibo people, if not for therapy, they cannot function.
Believe me, that's how they survive. That's how they survive.
This is what's helping them to survive. The pressure of life is too much. They go on therapy. I remember one time I was in America. We will be driving like this. My friend in Maryland will tell me, look, all these ones you see, as you see them. So most of them, they are on medication, they are on therapy, otherwise they cannot function. But you see them, they are living their life, they are going to therapy. Some people with mental health problems, if it's medication they need, whatever, aromatherapy, name it. They embrace everything that has to do with, getting themselves to function, to be well, to be healed, mentally, physically, and psychologically, emotionally, name it. But we Africans, not church is a
church, a mosque, and that's what we do. And then in most cases, for most people, they don't know how to look for a therapy. That's the a lot of time, like the downside, especially for we African, we don't know who to talk to, we don't know who to ask. Like, if you want to, it's good to talk to spiritual person, or you need you need someone outside of that. Who is a and I mean professional therapy, not like, forget, when you go there, you don't talk about religion, you just talk about pretty much your issue or whatever it is, no religion related. It's good to have both, but you have it's good to have both, but you have to have not just spiritual person. You need to have somebody who's just contemporary, that they will be able to. And then like if you start a therapy, It doesn't. Therapy is like a relationship too. It might not click with the first therapy, so you gotta make sure. Don't be afraid to change them. Change them until you find the one that fits, the one that is culturally competent, the one that is whether you are a male or female. It depends on, you just do what you have to do to at least have one at your speed dial, just in case you have crisis, or even before you have crisis or something. Do it. It's good.
Thank you so much, Mbasi. Thanks for coming back. I love you.
We love you, bye.
Right, so I'm going to end now. Thank you so much, everyone, and give this video a thumbs up. I will leave you with the words of this video. I've been itching to share it. Is this Pastor Funke? She said something. I know, a lot of times people bash her, but on this particular occasion, she actually said something that I think a lot of us will want to listen to. So I leave you with the words of Pastor Funke, what she has to say. And this is about marriages and relationship. Give this video a thumbs up. Until I come your way on Sunday with Junior, have a good evening. Subscribe, like this video, and give it a thumbs up. I love you. Bye-bye.
Some of you work and work and work and work and work. No holiday with just you and your wife. Since you got married, when last did you check in just with your wife into an hotel? Just for 2 nights. Look for someone to babysit for you. When last did you go to the kitchen as an African man? And while your wife is peeling this, you are peeling that with joy. When last? Is the dawn of a new day? When last did you open the car door for your wife? When last did you buy your wife a bra? When last did you come home from work as tired as you are with a rose or a bouquet in your hand, and your wife opens and say, just to say I love you? Is the dawn of a new day? When last did you do that? You can pray in tongues for 3 hours. You can sing. You can preach. You are in the ushering department. You are this and that. But your wife is in pain. Pain. Everybody looks at you in church. Fantastic man. But your children are unhappy and they don't want to serve your God. They don't want to serve your God. When last did you create time consciously for your family? Once you are coming home, because you are the lion of the tribe of your family, everybody runs. Everybody runs. Change the channel. Change the channel. That is here. Change the channel. In case you do not know, I don't have the time. You and your child or children, you have only 3 phases in life. Only 3. First phase, you are in charge. Shut up, sit down. Yes, daddy. Second phase, he's in charge of his life and you are in charge of your life. Hello, Dad, I'm in Germany. Hey, you didn't tell me. Well, how many of you called home to take permission before you came to church today? Because you are in charge of your life. The last phase, the last season, that child is in charge of his life and your life. I want pounded yam, Mama. Nobody can cook pounded yam here today. It's rice you will eat. Okay, okay. Take me to a specialist hospital, Mama. We have not collected our salary in the last 7 months, so you have to go to general hospital. They even before you finish, they have carried you and dumped you in the car. You better use the first season very well. Because those children will remember. His wife will remember. His children will remember. Because they will have told stories about you. Everything is beaten. Everything is shut up. Your child says, I don't want to go to school today. Will you? You're almost having hypertension because of will you shut up? One man died in Ondo State. His children removed all the car keys, all the house keys. They put it in a bunch and put it on his chest in the casket. Daddy, you forgot your keys. It's the dawn of a new day. And this is what God laid on my heart. Take life easy. Careless handling. Everyone is on his own. Some of you are married, but you have separate rooms. Madam bedroom, uncle's bedroom. What for? You say, you see, I don't know, and I don't want to be disturbed. But you're not the one that impregnated her. So I say, in fact, my wife, her breast is just. Is it not you and your children that suck the breasts? You want to send that back to your father's house now? Repackage her. Repackage the breasts. Am I still spiritual? Rebrand her. When a woman is 35, she's already feeling old. I told you on Sunday, next Sunday, or this Sunday, I'll be 55. And I'm telling my husband, I feel so old. He said, no, you are still my girlfriend. He doesn't know what that is saying to me. I'm still the girlfriend. I'm still the girlfriend. Because a woman is affected by what she hears. When you meet a woman, and they say, you are beautiful. She's thinking. You tell a man his answer, say, thank you, bless you. Does he care? Did he ask you for any compliments? After this conference, go back and start sleeping in the same room. Let him snore, it doesn't matter. Who doesn't snore? It depends on who sleeps first. Who doesn't snore? Let the truth be told and the devil be put to shame. Ask your neighbor, don't you snore? How will you even know, self? Hallelujah.